Nigel, what's the news? Everyone okay?
Yeah, first of all, apologies for the cancellation of Tuesday's press conference. But obviously a tragedy has hit one of our squad members, and Dan Newton was told during a training session. So tragic events on Tuesday, and we all felt terribly for him. His father is well respected within the rugby community, and as a mark of respect, and also the fact that none of the players or the coaches felt that they could continue. We called the whole session off, so we didn't train thereafter on Tuesday, and everybody was sent home. And it truly is a real tragedy.
Puts rugby in perspective.
It does.
Totally understandable.
Yeah.
Nigel, can you describe what the feeling's been like then this week after that? I mean, how, presumably the next day everyone had to come back for training for what's still a big game, but is it difficult?
It's been a very strange week. It happened on Tuesday. The boys were given most of Tuesday and all of Wednesday off, so today is the first day back, really. It's just about putting everything back into perspective. At the end of the day, we've worked hard all season. We know virtually how we play the game. There's not much that we have to tinker with, really. And it's about getting the emotions right for this game, and there's no way that our emotions were right on Tuesday, and they wouldn't have been on Wednesday either. The boys have come back today. Obviously everybody's still a bit raw because Dan is a very popular member of the squad, and a likeable character, and we all feel for him.
Can I ask, was Dan originally scheduled to play, and what do you do now? Presumably he won't make the trip, will he?
He was certainly thinking, and in fairness to Dan, he has contacted us today to say that if he was going to be selected, he would certainly consider coming with us, because that's what his father would have wanted, and that's it's very brave of the young man.
In terms of everyone else, I mean, it's a big game, isn't it?
Yes, it's a massive game for us. As of this point, we can say that we've had a reasonably successful season, but we have to cap it off with doing something now. We're in a reasonable position in the league still, and we're in the quarterfinals of the European Cup competition, and it's all very well getting here, but for our season to truly be a success, we have to actually achieve something and win something. So it's a massive game for us. Brive a very good team. We spent a lot of time looking at them over the last couple of weeks, and we certainly won't be underestimating them. They may be quite lowly in the French league, but I can assure you they're a very, very good team, and we'll have to be right on top of our game. We were disappointed with our first half performance, in particular against Edinburgh. We know that we can't be anywhere near that level when we do this match. So it's going to be about being at our best to get a result out here, and we'll build into this now because of the events of the week. We'll get our heads around this slowly rather than maybe sooner than we would have, but I'm sure that the boys will perform to their full potential on Sunday, if only as a mark of respect.
You're not out of the rabbit direct, obviously, because especially some of the fixtures you've got left have a big impact on it. But last weekend was a big blow to your hopes. Does that make this weekend even more important?
Well, there's a lot of frustration around last weekend in terms of our performance, and we've looked to put that right this week. We're certainly well in the fight in the league. And if you look at our last 4 games, we've had 16 points out of them. There was an opportunity to get a few more, but we didn't quite manage that. Our fixtures are good. We've got Aroni away, and obviously 2 home fixtures, 2 massive home fixtures potentially, and a lot of a couple of the other teams that we're competing against play each other, so they're going to drop points. So the high likelihood is if we win our next 3 games, we will qualify.
You've won in France this season. How much do you take out of that?
Take quite a lot out of that. Cast, again, a very good side, and a lot of the boys who played there will have gained a lot of experience and a lot of confidence from that. We know what to expect roughly from the French. We have to be on our game for 80 minutes, and any lapses in our concentration and the quality of our execution will be punished by the French teams. We know the set piece is going to be crucial to us, particularly the scrum, and Brive have like most French teams, we've got a very strong scrum. So we have to manage that area of the game, and if we do that, we know that we're able to stay in games without the ball this season, and our defence has been extremely good. And we've got some quality on the field who can take their opportunities as well.
There's the name Brive obviously has a lot of resonance in terms of the history of Welsh-French battles over the years in Europe. Does going there, is it still a daunting prospect to go there? You're the only Welsh side to win there, aren't you?
Yeah, no, it's not daunting. It's a huge challenge, and it's one that we enjoy. You know, that's what Europe is about. It's about going to the best clubs and teams in Europe and competing against them. And so it's a great opportunity. It's a great challenge. We've been there. We've been to France on several occasions and won, and that breeds a belief and a confidence, and that's important.
The ninth in the top 14. But you say they're a very good side, not to be misled by that. What is it about them that is better than their league position?
Well, they beat Toulon on the weekend at home. They're a very difficult side to beat at home. They're very big and physical. It's like a lot of French teams, when you actually analyse them, there's not a huge amount of pattern to what they do. They all scrimmage very well, and they maul you to death as well from the line-outs, you know. So we can expect that for sure. And there's the unpredictability of the French. And there's a lot of that in their games when you watch them, so we have to be very mindful. And that is coming back to a point I made earlier about we have to maintain 100% focus throughout this game, because the minute you switch off against the French teams, they have the ability to hurt you.
Is there a feeling, just in terms of your own play, that the Blues game, the pack went particularly well, the back line with all the stars didn't seem to be quite clicking post Grand Slam? Is that a fair analysis?
No, I know. I'm more than comfortable with the way we manage things behind the scrum. I think that there was a lot of boys coming into the team first time for a long time, and so we fed them into the game slowly. I think the other thing, particularly with someone like George North, we have to be very careful here. He's a 19-year-old boy, and he's going to play some great rugby, and he's going to be off the pace at times, and we shouldn't really put too much expectation on him. At the moment, I'm concerned because there's a lot of expectation on him, and quite frankly, I've sat him down today and said, look, I don't expect anything from you other than to go out there, enjoy yourself, don't put any pressure on yourself to do magical things out there, just enjoy. And he's got a long way to go, George, and as much as we've got some great backs, what I'm trying to do is take the pressure off them a bit, because we can't expect too much, particularly from the likes of George North.
Alex Popham's mentioned this week, Nigel Davies in for a warm welcome. Is that what you expect?
Absolutely. Every time you go to France, you come up against big packs of forwards who like to dominate, and the one thing we know about France, because we've experienced it, is that physically we've got to match them. Yeah. We can match them in different areas. They'd be big, tall, physical men. So we tend to try and fight them on the ground a little bit more.